All right, LGA families and students, I'm so glad to be talking with you guys today. I want to kind of take the opportunity to walk you through some of the protocols and procedures that we're working on putting in place for when we get the opportunity to welcome you back on our campus. I can't wait till that time comes. So as you can see, we're out here in the front of campus. We have our fire gates open, and this is going to be, as it usually would be, our normal entry point for when you come onto campus in the morning. I also want to point out we will have those doors open as well. Those will be access points when you do decide to come on campus. Every single entry point will have a hand sanitizing station that you can utilize if you'd like. And it's really important that you know you cannot come on campus unless you have a mask. We will have those available for you if for whatever reason you do forget. And we also want to make sure that you know that you need to make sure you pre-screen at home for your temperature. So students who have 100.1 or higher, we will ask you to not come on campus. We'll go through those procedures later, and we'll kind of move forward. All right, Lions, as you're walking throughout campus, you'll notice we have signage everywhere for you. We have it in both English and Spanish. And really, it's just walking you through the appropriate protocols and processes that you need to know in order to keep yourself safe. All right, so we're here at our front office. In case you guys forgot, this is the front office of our school. You can see we have signage here for you guys to know. This is our entry point into the office, our only entry point into the office this year. Once again, signs articulating that masks must be worn at all time. For those of you who are new to our campus, our front office is pretty small. So you'll notice we do have some signage down here on the floor indicating kind of to maintain that 6 feet of social distancing separation. So we'll head on in. Let me take a look at what we got going on in the office. Okay, so we're here in the front office, and I want to just kind of take a moment too to remind you guys what we're really encouraging that all families do. If you can call ahead of time, we really encourage that you take the time to call ahead if possible. As you can see, it is kind of a small space in here. But I do want to take a moment and show you, we do have all the PPEs. We have hand sanitizer, masks, gloves. And then if for whatever reason, if maybe you show up to campus and you're like, man, I forgot my mask, or, oh, I forgot to self-screen at home. We do have the masks available. We have the thermometer here as well. And we can take your temperature here in the front office if need be. So a couple of things to note when you look in the office. We do have our sneeze guards that are up and around the office as well. You'll notice we have our signage on the floor. I did want to indicate we have set aside our conference room off to the right there as an isolation room. If somebody's not really feeling well, we have all those procedures in place. Last thing to notice, once again, this primary door is an entry only, and our two side doors are exit only once you enter the office. So we'll go ahead and hit the quad. We want to show you kind of what the outside is going to look like, because that's when you're going to spend most of your time. So follow me. All right, so we're out here in the quad. As you can see, things are a little bit different than they normally are. As you guys know, this is where you spend most of your time during passing periods. So we're going to really do our best to ensure that you're all walking one way. And we've kind of, if you'll notice, we've laid out directional arrows for you on the ground. We have our stanchions up. And we're going to do our absolute best to ensure that you guys are walking one way and keeping your social distancing out and about during passing periods. All right, so we're out here in the quad. It's passing period. You're getting really thirsty. I want to make note of the fact that when you're here on campus, you'll notice that all of our water fountains have been covered. We really want to make sure that no one is using those. We want to minimize touch points on all of our water fountains and surfaces. So a couple cool things to know. All of our students at LGA are going to get a water bottle, a free water bottle. What is set up for you guys is we do have the hydration station set up. You don't have to touch anything. It will automatically fill up your water bottle for you. All right, so you're out passing period. You've already filled your water bottle up. You need to use the restroom. We want to kind of walk you through what the procedures are as you enter the restroom. A couple key things to point out for you. We do have our signage up here. You want to remember that when you're exiting, especially the restroom, that you're washing your hands, giving them a good scrub. We also have a sanitizing station out here for you as well. A couple of cool things that are procedures we put in place that we think will be great that may be here when you come back on campus. You'll notice we have some ID cards in these slots. The idea there is when you notice all 4 slots are filled, you know that the bathroom is full, you cannot go in. You'll have to line up on the dots that we have outside. And one thing to note, when you are in the restrooms, all of these sinks have their own soap dispenser that go with them, once again to minimize the touch points as well. All right, LGA students and families, we're here where most of the business is going to be happening when you return to school. So we kind of want to show you around what a typical classroom will look like. we did want to make note of these sneeze guards. You'll see maybe some of these in rooms where there's really a high traffic area. And then another thing, we want you to notice that the desks are 6 feet apart, socially distanced. We also want you to know every single classroom will have clean wipes, hand sanitizer. We're going to make sure that there is signage up in every single room to remind our students to keep their masks on at all times. And then another really cool thing that just rolled out recently is all of our classrooms will have these cool filters, air purifiers, to make sure the air is nice and clean in here on a daily basis. A couple last minute things to note. In terms of cleanliness in the classrooms, our custodians are going to every single night come through, give a deep clean, wipe down the rooms, make sure the surfaces are ready to go for the very next day. All right, guys, one thing that I wanted to note too during passing periods, when you're leaving campus, when you're going to lunch, once again, you'll notice we do have the stanchions set up. We have the stickers down here. And we also wanted to point out, obviously these gates see a lot of action through a normal day. You'll notice that one side is really set up to come through. Another set of gates is set up to go on the opposite direction. So we're once again really trying to maximize that one-way traffic here on campus. All right, it's lunchtime. I'm feeling pretty hungry. We're gonna walk you through kind of what the procedures and protocols will look like here on campus when it is time for lunch. So at all of our at 2 of our entry points, we will have mobile carts set up, and we're gonna have multiple lunch carts set up throughout campus for you to get your lunch if so needed. We will have the cafeteria open for a minimal amount of people, and then we'll have the patio and blacktop open as well, and we'll walk you through there in a moment. All right, so we're here in the cafeteria. Once again, you'll see we have some awesome new cafeteria tables in case you were curious. We'll kind of plug those. But we've also kind of mapped out areas that are 6 feet apart for you to eat. One thing to note, we're not gonna have nearly as many students in the cafeteria, just for simple social distancing rules. We will have somebody here, whether it be a campus monitor and or an administrator, to help keep track of how many students are in the cafeteria at any given time. All right, so we're out here in the patio. I know many of you choose to eat out here. We're gonna continue to keep this area open. It's not set up yet, but you'll notice we have the patio tables out here. We are gonna pre-assign X's where you can sit. We are in the process currently of purchasing more patio tables out here, some shade coverings for you to make this area more accessible for you with social distancing and COVID parameters in place. So some other things I wanna talk about, you guys always do a great job of utilizing the blacktop. In the field areas, you're going to continue to have access to those areas. Please note, I know that many of you like to do some extracurriculars during lunchtime. Those may not be available. We'll give you more details once we know more, but the blacktop will remain open, the field will remain open, the track will remain open, as long as you're practicing those social distancing parameters and you have your face masks on. So once again, on the patio, we anticipate that the snack bar will more than likely be another additional point of sale. Once again, when you get here on campus, we'll walk you through the procedures in terms of how to access food here. This year, NUSD is upgrading our heating, ventilation, and air conditioning filters to a MERV 13 filter, which is a top grade filter. Also, NUSD has purchased HEPA air purifiers for classrooms and offices. These air purifiers are in addition to our air filter upgrades for our HVAC units. For more information on our school plan procedures, visit our digital backpacks. As guidance updates are released from Sacramento County Public Health, we will update our plan here. Visit our NUSD website and select the Distance Learning website tab to find all of our NUSD digital backpacks. All right, Lions, I want to thank you for taking the opportunity to walk the campus with me today, learn about our processes and protocols we're putting in place for your safety. And to be honest with you, man, I can't wait till we get the opportunity to welcome you back onto our campus. And as always, thanks for being part of the Pride. Roar!